Question of the day, what is your favourite eyeshadow palette? Let me know down below. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I feel really glowy today, like I got some new products. I was at a L'Oreal event yesterday, not that you guys are going to care, but I'm going to explain anyway. I was at a L'Oreal event last night and they've launched all these products that are kind of like no makeup. This isn't sponsored, but I'm really feeling my face today. They've got like powder highlighters, they've got a blush, like a peach blush, which I'm wearing, which I never normally wear blush in my like everyday life, but I put it on today and I actually really like it, and a bronzer as well, and I just really like them. Today's video is a little bit of a spontaneous one, and the reason that I'm doing this video is because I've got two drawers in my makeup kind of storage thing that I've got the majority of my eyeshadow palettes in, and both of those drawers are actually full and I physically can't get anything else in them. So I thought, you know what, Soph? You need to have a declutter because this is getting ridiculous. Like, there's no way that I use all of these palettes, and there's a lot of them that I haven't touched in ages, so I'm going to be doing a declutter and getting rid of a lot of them. And if you guys are subscribed to my channel, you would have seen that I've already done a decluttering of my highlighters and I've done a decluttering of my lipsticks as well, and I will link both of those in the cards if I remember. I know that I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes, and I am actually going to be keeping a lot of them because obviously I do YouTube and I work in makeup as my job, so I'm going to need to keep a lot of them just in case I need them for future videos, but there are a lot of them that I'm going to be getting rid of. And also I keep all of my Makeup Revolution ones in like separate storage. Well, most of my Makeup Revolution ones are in separate storage just because that way I can like split things up. If you guys again want me to continue doing these, give this video a big thumbs up and let me know what you want to see next down below. Right, my friends, let's move you over here. Wait, did I turn my mic on? Oh, thank God. I hate having an external mic. It's just another thing for me to forget. Oh, another quick thing that I wanted to say is a lot of these palettes I'm either going to be like giving away to you guys if I've only like, you know, swatched them or if they're brand new. Some of them I will be giving away to my friends and family. Some of them I might send to a women's refuge, and then the others, which are kind of like out of date and like really, really old, I probably will just throw them away, which I know seems super, super wasteful, but you're not really supposed to keep like eyeshadow palettes for that long, I don't think, because it's kind of unhygienic, and some of these I've had since I was like 12, so I will be getting rid of some of them, but I can assure you that the majority of them will be going to a good home. Also, another thing I want to say is this isn't all of my palettes because, like I said, my drawers are like full to the brim, and I've got a lot of new ones recently that I haven't actually been able to put in these drawers. Hello! So I'm not going to be in this video. Well, bits of my hair might be, and my hands, but myself, I'm not going to be in this video. So this is palette drawer number 1. These are all of my drugstore highlighter palettes. Well, majority of my drugstore highlighter palettes. Also, I'm really sorry if there's any like dust or dirt in here. It's because I'm a normal human being and I do not clean the inside of my drawers. So the first palette that we have here is my palette in collaboration with Makeup Revolution. As you can probably see, it's broken and I've had to duct tape it back together because it snapped. And yes, you guys were like, Soph, it's your palette, can't you just get a new one? And yeah, I do have spares, but the fact that I haven't used up all these eyeshadows yet, I just don't want to waste it, so I'm trying to keep it going as long as I can. And yeah, it looks a bit gross, but that one is a keep. This one is by Model's Own, and I got this pretty recently. It's called the Barely There 2 palette. I absolutely love this. It's a really, really nice palette, and it's really nice for like everyday kind of looks, and if you want something that's very neutral, I would definitely recommend this. I have done a video where I used this pretty recently, and yeah, I'm going to keep this one too, although I don't need the box. This one is the NYX Perfect Filter palette, and this one is in the shade Olive You. I'm only going to keep this because it's pretty much a dupe of the Anastasia, I can't remember what it's called. I don't have that many khaki eyeshadows, so I'm going to keep this just for that purpose. This little Diddy one by NYX has got like 4 individual shades in it. I never ever use this, so I'm going to give this one away or put it on Depop or give it to friends or family. That one is going. This little Kiko palette, I do like it. Like, it's pretty nice for traveling because it's got a lot of like basic shades in here. So I think I'm going to put this in my handbag and try and like make more use of it because it's a really cute little size. Why does the phone ring every time I film? Can that just please shut up? Okay, I genuinely don't understand like how my palettes get so scratched. Like, I don't know, can you see how scratched this is? Like, I barely even used it, but it's got so many scratches on it. I don't actually think I've ever used it. I've literally only ever swatched this one and I never ever use it, so I'm going to get rid of this one. This is the NYX Warm Neutrals palette, which I really, really like. It's just got a ton of neutral shades in here that are really pretty, so I'm going to keep this one. This is the Sleek Goodnight Sweetheart palette, and I'm not going to lie, I have never used this. I've only swatched it, so I think I'm also going to be giving this one away. This is another Sleek one. This one is called Au Naturel. Again, I never really used this, so I think I'm also going to be giving this one away, which is a shame, but there's no point me keeping it if I just don't use it. This one is the Makeup Revolution Iconic Pro. Again, I rarely use this anymore. I pretty much never use it just because I prefer more like warm shades now. But I am going to keep this just because it's Makeup Revolution and I might need it one day for like one of the posts that I do for them. This one is another one by Model Zone. It's called Vintage Rose, and I've used this once for a video, but I never reached for it because it's quite like purpley, so I think again I'm gonna get rid of this one. This one is by Soap & Glory and it's the Ultra Matte palette. It's just got a load of matte shades in here. I do occasionally use this. I don't use it very much, but I'm going to hang on to it just in case I do like a full face of Soap & Glory video. This one by Freedom I'm literally only keeping because it's got like a neon yellow and a neon pink in it. I don't have these shades in any other palette, so I'm going to keep it. Also, it's got like a bright blue, which is quite fun for like festival looks. And yes, I barely ever wear shades like this, but I may as well keep it just in case I want to do something like creative, then I might regret getting rid of it. This one here is by NYX. It's called the Love You So Mochi palette. Let me know if you want me to do a video with this because they're like squishy eyeshadows, like they're so cool. And I haven't actually used this on my eyes yet. I've only really like squished it. Like they're literally like squishy. Can you see that? But they're like a really interesting texture. So if you want me to do a video on that, let me know. This one over here is by The Body Shop and it's one of the like custom palettes where I can like pick my own shades and stuff, but I'm not gonna lie, I never really use this, so I think I'm gonna be getting rid of this one. This little mini one is the NYX Beauty School Dropout palette, and again, I never use this, so I'm gonna get rid of that too. Ooh, this one is by Wet n Wild. I got this on Amazon ages ago because you can't get this brand in the UK. And this was so popular, the Comfort Zone palette, because it had a dupe for MAC Blue Brown, which is like this shade down here. It is actually a really pretty palette. Like the shades are really nicely pigmented and stuff. I don't really reach for it. Like, oh my god, look at that colour. I don't really reach for it, but it's still a nice palette and it doesn't take up much space, so I think I will keep it. This one right here is the NYX Brights palette. I love this, especially in the summertime when I was doing more like festival looks and stuff. It's just got a load of matte, brightly coloured shades. Like there's a pink and a red, and even like these oranges are just like really, really pretty. So I think I will keep it just for the more like creative look. Oh my god, those are the worst swatches I have ever done. Yeah, it doesn't swatch that great on your hand because they're all matte, but on your eyes it's really nice. Oh my god, this was one of my first ever eyeshadow palettes. It's by MUA and it's the Undressed palette. This is a dupe for the Urban Decay Naked palette because at the time I could not afford to get that when I was like however old I was, what, 12, 13, 14, I'm not really sure. This actually has a lot of memories and I'm literally just going to keep it because it was my first ever like eyeshadow palette that I was really excited about. This one is by Freedom and it's the Pro 12 Dreamcatcher palette. These aren't really shades that I wear that much, so I'm going to get rid of this. This one is the MUA Heaven and Earth palette. I actually think I got this one before the other one, but I use the other one a lot more, so I think I'm going to get rid of this because it's very old. This one is the Freedom Audacious 3 palette. Again, I don't really use this because it's got very, very similar colours to a lot of my palettes by Makeup Revolution, so I'm going to get rid of that one. This is the Sleek Eye Divine Ultra Matte V1. Again, a load of bright colours. I'm just going to keep it because I do sometimes like bright colours. This is the MUA Undress Me 2. I didn't even need to read it. This was supposed to be a dupe for the Urban Decay Naked 2. Again, I never even had the Naked 2. I still don't have it today, but I'm going to get rid of this one because I never, ever, 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 ever use it. Another MUA one. This is the Hall of Fame. As you can see, I really didn't use this one that much. Like, the colours are nice. Like, they're pigmented. But like I just like look, they're pretty nice colours. I just never ever use it. Same goes for this Starry Night palette. Why did I ever buy this eyeshadow palette? Like, what colours was I going to use from this? They're all like silver and blue and purple. Like, I don't really wear any of those colours, so that one is gonna go. Oh my god, I used to use this palette for my eyebrows. This is the Ever After matte palette. Again, I never ever use this anymore. I used to use this shade, and this shade on my brows. These ones over here are a lot of my Makeup Revolution ones, which obviously I'm going to keep. I've got the chocolate bar, which I absolutely love. Like, these colours are so pigmented. I think this palette is like $7.99. And yeah, I really like that one, so that is going to stay. This one I got from the Christmas advent calendar. It's the Revaholic palette, and oh my god, I didn't actually realise how pigmented these colours were until I swatched them. I was like, holy shit, they're really pigmented. Like, especially the shimmers, like, look at these. Oh my god, like, look at those colours. I don't know how much this palette is, but it's actually so good, so I decided to keep it instead of like give it away because I thought it was really pretty. This is the I Heart Makeup Unicorn palette, Unicorn Love palette. I really like this actually. Yeah, it's got like a random pops of like purple, but if you ignore these two purple colours and the blue, the rest of these colours are really nice. We have the Flawless 3. There's not much point me going through all of these because I think I've used them all in like videos before and you've probably seen all the swatches, but Flawless 3 is another one of my faves, so that is gonna stay. Aha, this one is the Mermaids Forever palette. I never use this, so that is actually I'm gonna get rid of it. I Heart Makeup Salted Caramel. This is another one of my favourite drugstore eyeshadow palettes. They're just really nicely pigmented like you saw in the other swatches. Like, they all have the same kind of formula. And yeah, I really like these shades, so that one I'm gonna keep. This one is the Light and Shade palette, which is a dupe for the Kat Von D one. And yeah, I think I'm gonna keep this. It's a lot of like matte shades. And to be honest, I don't use it that much, but just again, because I like post on Makeup Revolution's Instagram and stuff, I think I will keep it and just like put it in my other storage. This is the Neutrals versus Neutrals palette, which is one of my favourite palettes by Makeup Revolution. It's just got a lot of like warm colours, kind of like pinky and orange shades. Again, they're really pigmented, so that one is staying. This one is another one of the NYX Perfect Filter palettes in Golden Hour. Again, I really like these eyeshadows. They're very pretty, but I don't really reach for this, and I haven't really used it that often, so I think I'm probably gonna get rid of this one. This one is another one by NYX. It's the Ultimate Sugar High palette, and I just don't really use it ever, so again, I think I'm going to get rid of this one, although these colours are really like sparkly and pretty, so it would be really good for like a halo eye. Like, they've got like actual like glitter in them, so yeah, I think I am actually going to get rid of that one, which is a shame, but like I just don't use it enough to justify keeping it. Ooh, actually I've got two of these in slightly different shades. Oh, I don't know which one to keep. I think I'll actually keep this one and get rid of this one because this one is a bit darker. This one is by W7, and I was going to make a video about this, but I never ever got around to it. I'm just going to hold on to it just in case I ever do decide to make that video on it. These two are by Collection, the Eyes Uncovered palettes. I really like these. They're actually like really good for the money. I think they're like $3.99 or something. And the colours are actually like really decently pigmented, so I'm going to keep this, but I'm gonna get rid of this one because it's all like greys and blacks, and I don't really wear those shades, so that is gonna go. This one is by Nip and Fab. I've never actually used this before, so I'm gonna hold on to it just in case I ever decide to test it out. I absolutely love this palette, and I completely forgot I even had it. It's the NYX Go-To palette. The highlighter in this is so stunning. It's like a kind of blush, contour, and then eyeshadow palette, and these three shades, like, I mostly love it for the highlighter and the blush and the contour. Like, they're all just really nice. So those are what those three look like, and then you get 6 eyeshadows as well. So I am actually going to start taking this around with me because I travel a lot more, so it would be very useful. Right, what is at the back here? This one is the Body Shop Down to Earth palette. I just never reach for this because I prefer like more warm colours, so I'm probably going to get rid of that too. Oh my god, this is the original sample for my eyeshadow palette, which is a lot bigger than my actual eyeshadow palette ended up being, but these were like the original kind of like tester ones for me to see if I liked the colours, which is actually crazy. Like this was the first ever thing, and obviously it was in like a completely random packaging, which ended up being for the Christmas collection. But yeah, this was my first sample. How mad is that? This is a Freedom Pro Artist palette, which has got loads of like individual shadows in it. I think I'm gonna get rid of this because I never use it, so that can go on Depop or something. That one is another Freedom Pro Artist one that's got individual shadows in it. Again, I don't really use those, so that is gonna go. This one is by Technic. I used this in a testing Technic YouTube video that actually like like pretty nicely pigmented eyeshadows, and it's really, really cheap. Like the shimmer ones are actually really nice, so I don't know, I just don't really think I will use it again because I don't like it that much, so that's gonna go. Oh my god, why do I still own this? This is the Essence All About Roses palette. This is probably one of the worst eyeshadow palettes I've used. I don't know, the rest of them, they're just so like chalky, and they might look okay on camera, but just like, yeah, they're not great, so that's gonna go. This is like a mini little Freedom one from a Halloween collection, which I've literally used once, and that is also gonna go because I don't ever use it. Oh, we have another collection Eyes Uncovered one. This is the Nude Rose palette. Again, it's got some like really pretty shades, and they're really, really cheap, so I'm gonna keep that because you guys know I love me some cheap makeup. This one is the Tanya Burr Fairy Tale Eye palette, and I have to say I never really reached for this, so I think I'm probably gonna get rid of this one too. This one is like a face paint palette by Eye Magic. It's like a dupe of the Makeup Forever one, and I'm gonna hold on to this just for Halloween's sake. Ooh, sorry about this gross makeup wipe that's just like in shot. I don't know, actually, wait, let me compare this e.l.f. one to this e.l.f. one and see which one I want to keep. Okay, they're completely different. This one is one that Kathleen Lights really liked, I think, and they're all matte, so I am going to keep these just because I don't actually think I've ever used this on my eyes. This is the Sleek Eyelust 24 Karat Gold Collection palette. There's some like cream eyeshadows in here, and then there's some powder ones, but I just think like I have very similar shades in other palettes. Like they are nice and they are pigmented, but I think this was limited edition and I've already got some that are like really similar, so that's gonna go. This one is the Rockstars collection. It's pretty much identical to that e.l.f. palette that I just showed you, and they're literally the same packaging, so who knows, maybe they're made in the same factory, but again, I don't really reach for this, so that is also gonna go. And this one is the Diamonds in the Rough palette. This one was actually nice for like highlight. Like this shade is so nice as a highlighter, and like same as this one. Oh my god, those shades are actually incredible. They're such nice highlighters, but like I don't know, is it really worth me keeping that palette? This one is Makeup Obsession. Oh, okay. That's only got 2 eyeshadows in it. This one is by Freedom, and it's the Black Arts Pro Artist Pad. It's got some really gorgeous shades, like they're really pigmented and stuff. But like, again, I just feel like I have so many of these like golds and stuff that I just don't need this anymore. Oh, whoops, I just knocked my tripod. Then finally, this one is the Pro Artist Pad Studio To Go by Freedom again. This one is like a huge palette. I don't really ever use it, but the highlighter is really nice, and so is the bronzer, but like, I don't know, I just don't use it ever, so I'm also gonna get rid of that. I'm getting rid of all of these, plus the Freedom ones I just talked about. Next. So I know it looks like I've got a lot, but there's actually less of these. Wait, let me just change the camera angle slightly. So I have a feeling that I'm going to be keeping more of these because they are my high-end ones, or just like not drugstore ones. There might be a few sneaky drugstore ones in here, but we'll see. This first one is by Tarte. It is the Showstopper Clay Palette. I got this at my first ever Tarte event, and it's a really pretty palette, but I just never, ever, 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 ever use it. So I'm going to be not keeping this one. This one is probably my most recent palette. It's by Jolie Beauty, and it's the Luxe Glitz palette. Can we just appreciate this? Like, it's got like pressed glitter in it, which is literally like actual like glitter. Like, it's so cool. Okay, that was a terrible swatch, but like it's got actual glitter in it, and then the rest of the shades are also really pigmented. Urban Decay Naked palette is an absolute classic, and oh my gosh, the day that I got this and I could afford to buy it, I literally wanted to cry, and oh my god. It's just crazy going from being like a 12-year-old to dreaming of having this palette to then, you know, getting a job and earning some money and being able to buy it for myself. Like, this is such a proud purchase. I don't really use it that often, but I then have the Naked Heat palette, which I do like, but I don't really like how like chunky it is. It's quite a chunky palette. I really like the Naked Heat Petite. It is a really pretty palette, but I don't know, I don't reach for it that often. Okay, this one under here, I just have to show you. This is the Manny MUA Makeup Geek palette. It was signed by Manny, but like all the signature rubbed off, and then I tried to save it by putting like clear nail polish over it, but as you can see, it's kind of like faded anyway. I won this in a Beauty Bay competition. Oh my god, this was at the start of my channel. I literally won this in a competition, and now I'm like working with Beauty Bay. Things just got real deep in this video, but this is one of my favorite palettes ever. Like, Makeup Geek eyeshadows are just freaking incredible. Like, I just love it. It's such a, okay, those swatches suck, but it's so good. This was the palette I was talking about earlier, the Anastasia Subculture. I am gonna keep this, just because, I don't know, I spent my hard-earned money on this, so I'm gonna keep it and see if I can ever make anything nice from it. The Anastasia Modern Renaissance is one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes of all time. Like, it's just so beautiful. The colors are some of the most pigmented eyeshadows I have ever seen. And yeah, it's just, oh, like, look at that matte. It's so pretty. I have these two by Morphe, and honestly, I think I should just keep one of them because they're so similar. I think I'm gonna get rid of this one and keep this one. I'm gonna keep the 25A because they are really nice. Like, the colors are so pretty. Yeah, oh my god, look at those. But at the moment, I just haven't really used it, but I'll definitely try and use that soon. I have two palettes by Juvia's Place. I've used these in videos recently. If you want to see them, just check back on my channel, like to see the swatches and pigmentation and all of that stuff. But these are absolutely incredible. This is the Magic palette, and this one is the Saharan. I love these, so those are going to be kept. These are all of my Makeup Geek eyeshadows. Again, I've done a full video on these, or have I? Have I? I think I have. If you type in sophdoesnails Makeup Geek, it should come up with my video on these. Like I said, like, oh my god, especially the Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadows. They are just so beautiful. Jester. That palette was majorly inspired by Jaclyn Hill, by the way. Speaking of Jaclyn Hill, I've got her Morphe palette, which I got from Beauty Bay. This palette is beautiful. Again, I've done a whole video on this, so if you want to see the swatches and pigmentation and everything, then go check out that. But again, it's Morphe. The colours are really nice. Like, oh my god, look at that matte. Like, oh, it's just actually one of the best palettes ever. Okay, let's whiz through these. This is the Kathleen Lights Colourpop Dream Street palette. Again, I've done a whole video on this, so go check that out if you want to see the swatches, but I'm going to be keeping this. If you want to see any of these palettes like in use, just type in sophdoesnails and then the name of the palette, and it should come up with a video that I used it in. Again, I've used this one recently. This is the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette. The Balm Nude Tude was probably my first ever high-end, well, high-end, like, it's kind of like in between high-end and drugstore, I think, eyeshadow palette, but I never ever use this. Like, the colours are pretty nice, but I've just got ones that are better than this now. But back in the day, I used to use this all the time. I've got a Makeup Geek magnetic pan that's just got some random ones in it. This is the Blank Canvas Cosmetics Master Series Palette 1. This is so nice, and the brush is really nice as well. I would definitely recommend it. It's only got one shimmer in it, but this is all you need for like a halo eye or like your inner corners, and they're all just like really pretty matte shades apart from the shimmer. Yeah, I would really recommend that. I've got a couple of NYX ones that have like snuck in here. I'm gonna keep the NYX Fire palette instead because look at those shades. It's got like a hot red, a hot yellow, a gold, like, it's just a really nice palette. So I'm gonna keep that for when I wanna do like sunset eyes. But then, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the metals one just because I don't really use it. The Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions palette, I completely forgot about this. This is such a good palette. Again, I've done a whole video on this, so go check that out if you're interested. But it's a really good travel palette, so I completely forgot about that. I'm gonna keep it, don't need that bit of plastic. This is the NYX Ultimate Smoky and Highlight palette. Again, I just don't really use this one, so I'm gonna get rid of it. This is the Nikkie Tutorials Too Faced palette. I'm so torn about this. This is the only thing from Too Faced that I have, and I never ever use it. I'm not the biggest fan of the eyeshadows, like, they're okay, but I'm gonna keep it just because I like the bronzer and the highlighter and this blush. This is the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. Again, I'm gonna keep this because I do really like it. I just don't use it that often, but again, like, it's one of those ones that you want to keep because, like, it's expensive. This is the NYX Perfect Filter palette in Rustic Antique. I do actually like this palette. That's gonna go in my drugstore drawer. This is the Balm Voyage palette. I got this in TK Maxx ages ago, but I don't really use it, but like, I don't know what to do with it because I have used it quite a bit. I am just gonna keep this, and next time I go on holiday, I'm gonna try and remember to bring it with me and actually use some of the colours. This is the La Rock eyeshadow palette that I got on eBay. I used this once, it's not my favourite, so I'm going to get rid of that. This one is a Z palette, which has got some Makeup Geek blushes, some Broken Benefit blush, and some Freedom like random pans, and I'm just going to keep this because it's really handy. Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette in Rust. Oh, this is so nice. I really don't use it as much as I should, but the pigmentation of these shades are so good. And I think the reason I don't reach for this is because a lot of the time I like to have a shimmer shadow like on my inner corners. This one is the Morphe 35C, which is my favourite colourful eyeshadow palette. Let me open this up. Look at these shades. Again, I've done a video using this, so just type in my name and then this palette and you'll see. Actually, the fact that I have this, I don't really need that Freedom one. So, sorry my friend, but you are going. This is the Zoeva Cocoa Blend. Again, I don't really use this very much, but it is pretty. And my other palette by Zoeva I did sell on Depop, so I am going to keep this one just because I don't have any other Zoeva eyeshadow palettes. This one is a dupe for the Morphe 35O palette. I got this on eBay ages ago. Again, I have an entire video on this. It's really pretty. And then the final palette in here is the Lovable Lashes, I think it's called Caribbean Spices palette. This was sold by my friend Tammy. She's got a business called Lovable Lashes. They still do lashes, but they don't do the palettes anymore. But again, I have a whole video on this, and I'm not going to swatch it and tease you because this palette is gorgeous, but yeah, it was limited edition and they don't sell it anymore, so I'm really sad. Okay, so that is everything. Thanks for watching. I now have really bad backache from leaning over and crouching on the floor, but you know what, it was worth it because I cleared out a lot of makeup that hopefully is going to go to a much better home. So that is it from me. I really hope you guys have found this video interesting or helpful or entertaining. I don't really know why. I just personally love watching these videos. If you did enjoy it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you aren't already subscribed to my channel and you've enjoyed this video, I would love it so much if you subscribe. I feel like I just spoke really fast. And yeah, that's it from me. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!